Hi there mate, how's it going? It's Benji here, and today we are breaking down two flashback scenes from Yellowstone, both of which are related to the new TV show 1883. But a quick spoiler warning before we start. These flashback scenes take place in the year 1893, so if you haven't already seen these, or if you don't want to hear about them because they might spoil 1883 for you, this is your last chance to tune out. With that out of the way, let's begin. The first scene is from the season 4 premiere of Yellowstone. It takes place on the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch in March 1893. James Dutton has two of his children with him, and one of them is John. We've seen John's younger self in 1883, and his grandson, John Dutton III, is the protagonist of Yellowstone. The other kid we see is Spencer, and he doesn't exist yet in 1883. This trio comes across a group of Indians on their land, and James asks his son if they know their way back home. They do not, so they are told to sit tight while James goes and speaks with the Indians. The Indians apparently have a man at their camp who speaks English, and James will talk to him, but before that, John asks his dad if he trusts them. James says, quote, "Son, I don't trust anybody until they've earned it," end quote. The man James talks to is Chief Red Bear, and he wants to bury his late father here because this is where he was born. Red Bear would like to place his father in a tree nobody knows about so that his father can rest in peace, not disturbed by nature, wolves, or men. Red Bear explains that his father could find peace by that tree a long time ago, but now there is no peace. He fears that if James sells this land at some point, or if he loses it to a bank, the new owners would find that tree and disturb his father's peace forever. The actor playing Red Bear does an exquisite job of depicting just how much this would mean for him. That's why James lets Red Bear bury his father, and on top of that, he gifts them a steer because they've spent 8 days to get from the res to the ranch. So even though James in general isn't really an approachable character, in this instance he chooses to make the kind decision. He didn't have to, he chose to. They also talk about how this winter has been hard, and Red Bear says all winters are hard, but this one is punishment. Before leaving, John says he's sorry that they are being punished. This scene shows that even if people from different groups don't see eye to eye, there are still certain things that allow them to put aside the bad blood between them. James tries to say to Red Bear that he wasn't the one who took this land from them, and Red Bear goes, "It still got took." So make no mistake, there is no love lost between these two men, but they put that aside because this is about honoring the dead. Stealing horses was a big no-no back in the day, and that's what the second flashback is about. Margaret, John, and Spencer are about to have something to eat at the Dutton Lodge, while Elsa is noticeably not present. That might be because she is married now, as she's closing in on her 30th birthday, or she may be dead, because we saw her get wounded by an arrow in the very first scene of 1883. But moving on, John says grace at the table without mentioning his father, so Margaret tells him to. John obliges and asks for his father to find the horse thieves and hang them from the nearest tree. This makes Margaret even angrier because, according to her, John shouldn't be praying for harm to come to anyone. Instead, he should be praying for his father's safe return. We cut to James chasing the thieves after that, and this is an old school horse chase that immediately brings a smile to your face because you simply don't see this stuff anymore. The thieves are able to make it to the tree line, which is bad news for James and company because they are out in the open. Every person in James' group either gets killed or wounded, and it does look like James gets killed as well, but as one of the thieves approaches him, James turns around and shoots him. He then takes care of another thief, but doesn't kill him. He's gonna use that one for advertisement. After tying that guy to a tree, James goes, quote, "I don't care if you live or die, but should you live, you tell him about me," end quote. This is a warning to every single thief in this valley. We can see James' badge here as well. It says Special Ranger at the top and Montana Livestock Association at the bottom. This law enforcement agency did not and doesn't exist in Montana, so it is a fictional organization, but it is based on the real Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association. They have dozens of real peace officers, and I think their badge is almost exactly the same one James is wearing. So that's where this Montana Livestock Association we see on Yellowstone comes from. James comes home wounded and he collapses when he walks in, so this might be the end of the road for him, but personally I don't think so. I think he will recover. And to wrap things up, I think these flashbacks show two different sides of James Dutton. His softer side comes out when he's dealing with Red Bear, while his rougher side is on display when he's dealing with the Thieves, showing us that he's not a simple one-dimensional character. Also, the fact that Elsa isn't around is quite intriguing as well, but I think speculating on her future at this point is a futile endeavor. Before we end this one, I wanted to quickly mention this poll I made on Sunday, asking you who your favorite character is so far, and James has got half of your votes so far. Elsa's got a lot of fans as well apparently, and you can mention who your favorite character is in the comment section of this video. Also tell me your thoughts about the flashbacks, like the video if you've enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more movie reviews and TV show breakdowns. That's it for now, take care and see you in the next video.